Baby, I'm back. Baby, I'm back. 8 a.m. At 8 a.m. Oh, big sigh, Banjo. What do you got to sigh about, bud? What are you even doing? What? You don't even pay taxes. You actually contribute nothing to the entire economy. Well, no, that's not true. He is expensive. Hello. Baby, I'm back. Ha ha. Baby, I'm back. He contributes love. Listen, that is technically true. I feel loved often. He's such a good boy. He was supposed to get training today, but the trainer had to reschedule because while he is a very good dog, most of the time, he's really bad on a leash. Little monster. I feel bad anytime I have to hand him to anybody because, ooh, he a puller. Oh, thanks for drawing it, Joe. It was really cool. Really cool art you did there. What kind of leash are you using? Well, we do have to be specific with the kind of leash we use because he has rehab. It means he has some spinal issues. So not a lot of options there. We have to be very, use the one the doctor recommended. How's his rehab doing? Thank you for asking. We're talking about my favorite topic, Banjo. He's doing pretty well. He still has a pretty significant amount of muscular atrophy on his left, which is the side that he had the surgery on. But for the most part, he's allegedly not in so much pain anymore. He is still on painkillers. But I think he's doing pretty good. He seems to be doing pretty good. This stupid boy. So fluffy. He has a vet appointment on Friday because he's just got these like really big weird scabs. So I suspect he's either got some sort of skin issue or allergies right now. Dogs are expensive. Thank you, Larissa. It's Apple Shampoo said finally open your YouTube's toy, propped her up to next with Pikachu. I appreciate that. That's where I'm trying to be. Yeah, I'm familiar, Vaughn, that if it's around their chest, it kind of encourages pulling, and there are two different kinds of training collars or leashes, but his comfort has to be priority, so he's not in pain. So. Oh, dogs get allergies this time of year, that's my bet. I actually thought that maybe it would be because of all the rain we've had in LA, that maybe it caused just allergy to something that is not often here. But the weather's finally cleared up, except that it's supposed to rain again. Dude! This sucks! What the fuck? Looking at this is today. Okay, this is Celsius, but it's warm. Today, high of 24. Thursday, 26. Friday, 27. Saturday, 30. 30 is warm. Sunday, 27. Monday, somehow down to 19, 15, 17, 15, 18. Why? Just stay warm, you stupid bitch. Come on. It's so annoying. I moved here for a reason, man. I love the weather here. It's so good. It's very frustrating. Does my merch have care instructions? Great question. It's very removed from me, which both of these first merch runs have been. If I do it again in the future, and we have plans to do it again in the future, I will try to be more hands-on. It's just kind of the way that it had to be, so I don't know. I asked if I could get the like black sweatpants early, but the manufacturers can't get them to me, so I can't even have them, which is a bummer. Trenton said, "Watched your old I'm Just a Problem cover. I ever thought about doing something like that again?" Listen. I've been working on some music. Very slowly. So yes. That's all I'll say. Oh, g'day, George. Hello. How's it going? Anything over 20 is too hot? No, dude. I want to be basking in 28 degrees at all times. I would guess 28 for the Americans in chat is like 85? 84. Let's see. 28 Celsius to Fahrenheit. Ooh, I was super close. It's 82. Technically 82.4. It's 83. Close, bro. Close. Have I kept up with new Tears of the Kingdom trailer now previews? No, I haven't. Tingle, I take it you like Zelda. But I will probably this weekend. I'm gonna make a video. So I'm trying to change the way I do content because I keep getting burnt out. So I'm trying to do more streams because they're very fun and don't require too much editing. And 2 YouTube videos a week. 1 on IRL, 1 on gaming. And they will be less focused on breaking news, because that is why I keep getting overwhelmed. Do have my Jedi Fallen Order gameplay video up tomorrow, though. I think I just put that as... Did it go up as premiere? I think it did. So I have been playing that, and I can talk about it. But I was going to try and get a video out today where I did a Q&A. Decided against it because it's too hard. I just keep burning myself out. So less content, but more quality content. Because when I made a Dungeons and Dragons video and a Forspoken video. Those are 2 videos that I made recently that I want to be like what most of my content is going forward. Which is basically, I do a deep dive into news live on Twitch, and then I edit it down. And while it does take slightly more time, if I'm only doing 1 a week, it's less overall. But like the Forspoken video has 92,000 views. The Dungeons and Dragons one, wherever the hell it is, 70,000. And they're like 25-minute long videos, and it's basically just like I pick a topic, I dive super deep into it, I take chat input to like have that conversation, and then I edit it, and I don't have to constantly worry about the time, because half the time when I get a game early, I'm late to talking about it anyway because I don't have time. Oh, thank you for the raid mod. Thank you, fancy seeing you here. So talk about stuff on Twitch, edit into 1 video a week. The IRL channel is really easy because it's really fun to make that stuff. Thank you. Thank you, Raiders. I appreciate you. Quality over quantity is exactly that. And you know what it is? I think the reason that I've uploaded so many YouTube videos that are very fast is because I still have that like IGN brain where I'm like, I have to upload all of the breaking news and all of every game that comes out quickly. I don't have to do that. So we're going to keep doing the first hour gameplay videos, the Player Pass series that I've turned that into, which I really like. So the next one of those will be up tomorrow morning. Jedi Survivor. And then otherwise, big topics in gaming that I don't have to worry about being timely, and then I have more fun making, and just less overall, but more quality is the plan. Because otherwise, I'm like not fair for the YouTube world. Like, I feel like if I keep trying to do what I'm doing, I will just quit making YouTube videos because it's too much goddamn work. 30-second videos of Banjo and you'd be happy. He does have an Instagram. You mean this Banjo? This boy right here? Hello, handsome dog. The internet says that they like you. Did you know that about the internet? That they like Banjo? This boy? Hi, handsome. Hi. Look at the waggy tail. Oh, what a good boy. Skipping Survivor because I'm not a Souls guy. So I will say, having played Survivor, I just didn't get a video up this morning because, again, I was like, is this worth this crunch? No, I need to stop. It's easier than Jedi Fallen Order, which I did finish, by the way. My last stream was me playing it. I finished it. So I had the comparison between the two as well. So I just finished that. It was fun. Look at the big yawns for Banjo. It's not necessarily less Souls-like, but I found it to be easier. I will say, Survivor is really smooth. Like, it's a really smooth, fast game, where I kept saying that I felt like Fallen Order was really slow. It's interesting, I feel like Fallen Order almost seems older than it is. Like, it seems like an old game. I think some of those mechanics just aged rapidly, you know? Survivor's really fast and smooth. They give you, which I really like, all of the... Like, I was like, how are they gonna give us the abilities that we know and love? Because so many games I feel like they have to strip you back, right? Like, the sequel, they're like, oh, you have to relearn those things. They don't do any of that, which is awesome. You just have them all from the start, which is really cool. yeah, I think it's a massive improvement from what I've played. I haven't finished it, but really, really enjoyed it. It's everything that the first game probably set out to be with more time to realize it. And there was one character that I was like, "Ooh, I'm not going to like this character at all." And they very quickly took care of it. It was like, oh, you acknowledged the issue with that character real fast. Great. So, yeah, I really like it. Definitely think it's easier. Very fast. You can remove or add the beard from Cameron's face. They gave a feedback pog, exactly. Good to hear. Maybe if there's a sale since the KOTOR remake is years away. Also, who knows whether Ubisoft game is in development. Plus, there's also the French studio, David Cage. What's the name of that studio? I've been there. I went there for a week, in fact. I've forgotten the name of the studio. I'm not going to look at chat. I'm going to remember it. They're making a Star Wars game. I'm not looking at chat. Oh my god. And there's another studio that has a really similar title. It's not Don't Nod, who are also French, but obviously made Remember Me and all of the Life is Strange games. It's not Respawn, that's who made Jedi Survivor and Titanfall. Oh, fuck. David Cage Studio. They made Detroit Become Human, and Heavy Rain, and Beyond Two Souls. Oh my god. What's wrong? No, you can't help. I know the answer. Don't tell me. I also know the answer. Fuck. No. Oh my god. I've been there. I went there for a week and worked out of their studio. Oh my god. I'm trying to picture the start of Heavy Rain, of like how it boots up. A David Cage game. Jason. Fuck. It's so annoying. There's another studio that the name's really similar. Shit dicks. Oh. I don't remember. I'm gonna have to look. Oh, nobody's even said it. That's great. Quantic Dream. Thank you. And the thing that I'm thinking of that's similar is actually Quantum Break, which is a different game made by Remedy Entertainment. And not at all a studio name. Oh, God. Wanted to ask if DJ streams would be a thing again, or do I have to worry about copyright? Every time I've done a DJ stream, my channel got shadow banned, so... yeah, I can't do them, unfortunately. I should have guessed, but here I am, forgetting. Alexisonfire is coming back to town? I've only seen them live once. That's awesome. Am I gonna box again? I intend to continue boxing. I don't know if I'll fight again. I did make a whole huge video about it though, if you put in the Creative Clash command. Oh, your headache's sting. I also needed surgery to handle them, but it wasn't as bad as yours. I haven't had a migraine for as of May like 18th or something. I don't remember what day I had the surgery. It'll be a full year. Can I scratch? I can. But most people don't like scratching at most venues. They don't enjoy the sound. It makes people stop dancing. Do I get tattoos from different artists? Do I have a go-to? Every single one of my tattoos has been done by a different person. Baby, I'm back. Aha. You and your friends are currently making a game? Hell yeah, gamer. Game on, gamer. Do I plan on changing my headset anytime soon? Oh, this one's awesome. I have a pair of Astros that I really love. But really, I just wear these because they're here. They're good, but it's more that they're available than anything. How was the Stray Gods live event in LA? I suspect we will talk about it on this week's episode of Play Watch Listen. We were supposed to record earlier in the week, but had to reschedule, so we're now recording tomorrow. Oh, what do you got? What is it? Oh, he's a little orc boy.
Boy.
Yeah, that's a good focus.
That's a good focus.
Wag. Did you just assemble him?
I just put him together.
You put him together, did ya?
Yeah.
Pretty sick, pretty
Let's
sick.
little walk.
Please excuse my eczema, everybody, that you can also see HD. Nice finger peelies I've got going on there, because I've been stressed. He's really big.
What?
First time anyone's ever said that to you. Stop it. I can box now, bruv. I'll fuck you up.
Yeah? Yeah?
Yeah.
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 You know what I would do?
What?
I'd just move out of the way.
Good luck.
Just faster than a walk.
Well, obviously we already know that I would chase you.
Yeah?
So good luck.
You know what I would do?
Yeah?
I would run up some stairs.
I can run up more stairs than you. We already know that too.
You didn't bend your knees.
That is true.
I'm just going to climb him and then I'm going to get ready.
Cool.
Fuck off, Banjo.
I love how you told him to fuck off and then he followed you out.
He loves it.
He was like, what'd you say, bitch? But also, yeah, just got eczema, everybody. Real nice. You can see it on my hands. There. And there. Basically, it's my body's way of every time I get stressed. Every time. 2 weeks later, skin falls off. It's happened since 2018, 2019. I don't remember exactly. Diagnosed eczema. The doctor said it was caused by stress. Get your nose out of the bin. What are you doing, bud? He's so handsome. He's such a handsome dog. What a good boy. I'm not stressed today. It was the week before the fight that stressed me out, which was mostly family stuff, to be honest. And also like having to train and try and get enough sleep and eat the right way. It was just a lot. So I think when that week happened, I was like, I'm going to get eczema for sure. And I did. Do I still get fake muscles comments? No, the accusations that I've photoshopped my muscles stopped when the fight happened. Because now there's like HD professional photography pictures of them. Why would I do that? I understand like maybe men doing that, like certain bodybuilding men. Why would I do that? Very strange. Have I done any painting with Rahul? No, but we might try this weekend. Give it a try. Could all be AI photos. That's true. You got me there. They could all be AI technically. How would I prove it wrong?
Oi.
What?
Promote bolt gun.
Am I allowed to?
What are you going to say?
Well, I can't promote a game I haven't played, Rahul.
Yeah, but you said it's in the trailer.
Are you paying me?
Yeah.
The whole fight was AI generated, yeah. Did boxing ramps affect your hands? No. No issue there. Again, the eczema happens every time I get very stressed, and then my hands just fall apart. Every time. Every time. It's not that bad this time, but I knew it would happen. Like I said, that week before the fight, I was so stressed that I was like, can't wait for my skin to fall off. And it happened as a result of just a very stressful situation I had back in, I think it was 2019. Who fucking knows? Still think that was the worst year of my life, which is crazy because it was right, like pre-pandemic. 2020, not that bad. What was your body fat percentage for fight prep? I don't know. I never paid attention to anything like that. All I paid attention to was making sure I weighed 165, which is what they asked me to weigh. So I don't know what my body fat is, but I imagine it's pretty damn low because I'm so veiny. It's even probably gone down, like even since the fight. But very vascular. And also my stomach was like extremely flat. But I don't know. Well, take no drugs you could take for asthma match to alleviate the asthma. Yeah, I took Ventolin before the fight, but it never helped. Like, of all the times that I practiced with asthma, I got it every time. There's actually this one day where I went to training with my coach and Sabrina and Ethan. And it's just like probably the meanest day that I've had. Like, this is some video game shit. Like, it was rough. So basically, I came in and my coach sent Sabrina and Ethan to fight me one by one, and I got no breaks for, I think, 2 minutes each. So they sent Ethan in to fight me, so I fought Ethan. 2 minutes, Ethan goes out, Sabrina comes in. No breaks for Alanah. What we did do when I was just there fucking fighting Sabrina and Ethan for I don't know however many minutes straight with literally zero break. It was very intense. Ethan would give me a puff of my inhaler every time it was his turn, so he'd walk over, give me an inhaler, and then he'd fight me. So I guess I had a slight break, but it's just definitely boss rush vibes. Didn't the fight graphic show me get 168 to shove her own weight target? No, we were both 165. She just weighed more. I think she told me she usually weighed 172, I think is what she said. There's a lot of people it's easier if you cut weight for the fight. Not that cutting weight is easier, it's just considered recommended. They recommend people don't go up, they go down. But there are a lot of us who had to go up and a lot of us who have to go down. We're not professional boxers, or boxers at all. We're just people who make content on the internet, you know? So she did weigh a little bit more than me. Correct, yeah, max 10-pound difference. How did Banjo do while I was away? Did I receive daily pics of his shenanigans? He was a good boy. He's a good boy, Banjo. He was boarding with his physical therapist. We didn't get pictures, but we do get emails. Am I doing it again? I don't know. What was the first cheat meal I ate after I finished the match? My mum brought Tim Tams from Australia. So while still in the Emily Arena, I ate an entire packet of Tim Tams. Glad your boy Will Haynes got the win after being added last minute. Look, I also love William Haynes. I was so stoked when they told me it was him. That fight was very unfair, though. Not to take it away from Will, who worked his ass off and is obviously very fit and always has been very fit. I just feel bad for Chris. Will's a lot taller. Will's very fit. Chris is also, pretty blind. He can't really see. It's a bummer to train for somebody who's your own height and then end up having someone a lot taller. Again, not to take it away from Will, who, worked his ass off, and I love Will, and I've known Will. I'm friends with both of them, but I've known Will way longer than I've known Chris. Just a bummer. How tall am I? I'm 5'10". They marked me as 5'9". Don't know why. Never said I was 5'9". Maybe I am. I was like, am I? Have I been tricking myself my whole life? Am I 5'9"? Because I definitely never said that I was. Pretty sure I'm 5'10". Tim Tams not make sense. It's a rectangle. Why would you drink milk from that? I've never done a Tim Tam slam, and I think it's lame. That's my hot take. Yes, the Aussie Tim Tams are very different from the ones you get in the US. Yes. He wasn't always super fit. He used to be a skinny lad. I mean, I know, but he's been fit for a while. For a hot minute. Oh, that's pretty cool. Pose one. You didn't have to delete that. I liked it. Something about wearing glasses or something in the ring. Yeah, you can't. Not allowed. You can't wear contacts either, or you can, but if they get knocked out, there's nothing you can do it. Sorry if you answered before. Do we have a time frame on merch shipping? It should say on the website. I think they said they updated the website to say. Do I have any mixed feelings about the Quest because it's owned by Facebook? I use Instagram. It's not that I like Facebook. But anytime I'm someone's like, I'd never use a Meta Quest because it's Facebook, and they leave that comment on Instagram, I'm like, what do you know? It's the same thing. Would having more weight bridge a height advantage? Not necessarily. In heavyweight, I don't think it matters that much, but for the heights. But being heavier makes a big difference in female fights. For sure. Would be my ideal height, or am I happy with my size? I wish I was shorter. I'd prefer to be shorter. I'm quite tall. There are advantages to that, but it means that I have really bad posture, and just I love a small, cute girl, and I am not that. It'd be very nice. It's the original idea of my boxing outfit. I didn't really have one. I'm 5'10". 5'10". I was dealing with asthma in boxing. I have bad asthma. It's always a challenge. It was incredibly difficult the whole way through. Never got easier. Thank you, Pfeffel. Yeah, it was really hard. And expected it to be hard going into it, and it was hard all the way through training. The thing that I learned is, like, throughout my life, I've had people who don't know what they're talking about officially tell me that I could build up a tolerance. And I worked with 2 doctors on this. And, I've tried that throughout my life. I can't. My asthma never got better. My cardio improved noticeably because my cardio's dog shit because I hate it because of asthma. So I just, have just not done cardio. And I feel very motivated after all of this to improve my cardio. But cardio and asthma are different things. I want to improve my heart health. I feel very strongly about making sure that I continue to do that because, I could, in terms of cardio, last more rounds as we trained, but that didn't make the asthma any less. So I've certainly learned that no matter what I do, I'm going to have asthma and it's not going to go anywhere. I could have taken different drugs. I think I could have made it easier on myself. I opted not to. Because they can have some side effects, and I didn't want to just try a new drug when I really had a very small period of time to get to the fight. So what I ended up doing when realizing the asthma would not get any lesser, even as my cardio was improving, was focus on not panicking, which is what I did. But that was hard, and I'm pretty confident that's why Jarvis called his fight early, is that when you can't breathe, as an asthmatic, hear me out, you just... your body's strangling you from the inside out, it's always, I've had it since I was a kid, and it's always really, really scary. So that was a really big challenge of just working through asthma. I was trying not to take inhalers during training, and yes, it progressively gets worse, but it was just make sure I don't panic, focus on breathing, which is a really diaphragm heavy breathing of standing tall, and you kind of just have to take a big gulp. And so I was doing that during training, and glad it worked. Why couldn't you have an inhaler during the fight? My guy, I wish I fucking knew. The answer was just no. Not allowed. I told the medics to have one nearby, and I had it immediately after the match. Thank you, Madtown. But yeah, you weren't allowed them. If I had one ringside, I would have sat down and had an inhaler every single time. I would have loved to have done that. It would have been so nice. But I guess you're not allowed because it's not that it counts as a steroid. While it technically is a steroid, it's obviously not anabolic, which is the ones that they have muscles for. I guess they don't know how to verify what's in it. If you could tamper with it. They're really strict about a lot of stuff. They took our gloves off us day one. We weren't allowed to use our gloves. They took us off us day one. And then they had to have someone from the boxing commission verify that they weren't tampered with. A lot of, just very careful. A lot of caution. How am I not burning out with my schedule? Or I guess how do you deal with it when you feel it creeping up on you? My schedule is always pretty hectic, and sometimes I do get burnt out. I was pre-fight, for sure, towards the end. I was like, this is not sustainable. Kill me. I really like being busy, so I'm okay. I don't mind. You think someone will, suck drugs out of an inhaler or something? I mean, to be clear, I don't even know if there's anything you could put in an inhaler that you could inhale that would give you an edge. I was reading all this stuff leading up to the boxing match of amateurs, their advice on what to do to prepare for the fight, how to get through it. I was trying to find people who had asthma, who'd been boxing, any information I could read to make this experience easier. I found this one guy who was just do heroin, bro. Unironically was yeah, I've been amateur boxing for 10 years and I just do heroin before the fight. Because I guess if you could somehow get it into the change room, you just do heroin. I don't know very much about heroin, but I guess it just makes you the Hulk for 15 minutes. I'm not really sure. So he's that's what I do. And then I was I wonder if doing cocaine would help you during a boxing match. You just do a line of coke. Heroin slows down your heart rate, does it? What's his win rate, though? It's a great point. I actually didn't ask. His win rate on life is quite low. But, did they drug test us? Yes and no. I said yes to the drug test, but actually you don't technically have to in Florida. So when they did our blood test, they were like, "Do you want drug testing as well?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." Because I didn't realize that you don't actually have to. Not that it makes any difference, but they had to do our blood tests for AIDS, to HIV, and for I think hepatitis B or C. I don't remember. But we do have to get blood tests, and you have to get an eye exam as well to make sure your eyes are fit for fighting. There's a Reddit thread about a guy who was certain he wouldn't be an addict, so tried heroin, then updated several months of how he fell off the rails. So, it's a super interesting one. Because I've never done any drugs. And I don't have an addictive personality. But even I'm smart enough to know that... I'm not saying something. That humans get very addicted to things. Like, I think it's kind of inevitable. Okay, hang on. Let's find out. Can I do... I'm not trying to do heroin, and I hope I don't get banned from Twitch for this. I have never done any kind of drugs. I've never even smoked weed, okay, everybody? I also sort of quit drinking. I did have drinks over the last 2 weeks, but I don't intend to ever get drunk again in my life. I hadn't had any drinks at all until the plane after the fight on a Sunday night this whole year. Can I do heroin and not get addicted? Yes, boss. What's up? What's that? Oh, you putting on your going out outfit? Nice. Addiction is crazy. I fully believed I was addicted to cigarettes before I even smoked one because I enjoyed how they smelled. Rahul has a going out outfit because he basically wears the same thing. I'm sorry, I keep being distracted by my own tricep. Where did that come from? Recovered from Creative Clash. Okay, I'm totally fine. Okay. How fast can you get addicted to heroin? Let's find out. Let me move some things. Move this over fall. And then I guess I have to move me over as well. I'm fine. I just want to know about heroin addiction. Here we go. Okay. How fast can you get addicted to heroin? America has a devastating opioid problem, and heroin rates continue to rise every year, with about 1 million people using it in the past year. Heroin, of course, has its distinct life-threatening risks. Every use results in potentially fatal consequences. Furthermore, as more and more drug dealers lace heroin with harder, cheaper substances like fentanyl, the risk for overdosing continues to remain incredibly high. But how fast does one get addicted to heroin? Can the obsession happen just after the first use? Or is it more of a progressive downward spiral? Let's dig in. Why heroin can be so addictive? I didn't even know it was an opioid. I didn't even fucking know that. I feel like I probably should have known that. I didn't. Okay. So, opioids help mitigate pain. Abusing them... Well, you can't be prescribed heroin though, right? Like, it's not one of those kinds of... Who knows? Fox News has some openings. Do you think that I should trick Fox News into thinking that I'm extremely Republican wannabe Tucker Carlson replacement? What if I have a separate persona where I wear a wig and I speak in this particular American accent and see if I can get onto that rotating host list for Tucker Carlson Tonight? I don't know what the name of the show was. Right? Someone did that with the Daily Wire, did they? No way. Have an alter ego? Yeah, I have to think of what my Republican alter ego is. My Republican newscaster alter ego. Have I talked about the Xbox Activision news? I have not. Chelsea's good. Alyssa Pearson? That's not bad. Is Alyssa white enough, though? I'm trying to think of, like, a very, like, conservative mom name. And this is how I speak about the youth. Aubrey's pretty good. Lydia. Lana. Karen is 2 on the nose. Allison. I like Allison is at least close to Alanah, so let's do Allison Pearson. I like that. It's good. It's good. Okay. Why heroin can be so addictive. Again, didn't know it was an opioid. There you go. What time the body develops a tolerance to the drug. Oh, they have to take more and more. Didn't know that either. Tolerance is one of the dangerous cornerstones of any addiction. Opioid tolerance happens as the opioid receptors become gradually less responsive to opioid stimulation. I hate opioids, dude. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Anytime I have to take painkillers, I want to die. Drives me nuts. For example, genetics play a significant role in determining how each person's body reacts to substances like alcohol and other drugs. Also, I can't have bleached hair, right? No, but Tommy Lauren does. I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna bring out Allison Pearson for a stream one day, okay? Thank you, Psydeath. I'll figure out what she wears. Probably not these glasses. Minimal makeup? Maybe it's sparklier. A lot of jewelry, I think. Excessive amounts of jewelry. You're allergic to opioid semen? Ooh, Alice Pearson does flow better. Allison Pearson is too many sons. MAGA hat. So I know they all wear like I have the right shirt. I know what they wear. It's like a very tight fitted blouse. They have jewelry. Gold, all of it. I don't think I can be blonde though. Or is that actually maybe helpful? Cross necklace for sure. Oh, big hair. Okay, so I style it and I like volume curls. They're all blonde? Okay. Blonde is good. Got it. Sorry. Big. Volumey. Okay, I'll watch Fox for research and then I'll come out and I'll do a stream. I've seen Hassan put it on his Instagram. He did like a Tucker Carlson like fake impersonation and it was so good. Like the way he asked questions. There's something about the way that Tucker Carlson, and I've seen very little of Tucker Carlson to be clear, like especially because I can't vote. I feel like I'm just not really involved in American politics. I can't do shit. I'm just here. But it's like, wow. And what do they mean by that? Like, it's just so, like, the questions are so concerned and condescending. It's such a specific way. Do I have to postal vote to Australia? I do, yeah. You always sound confused and ask leading questions. 100%. It's really confused. Maybe I should watch a Best of Tucker Carlson once we get past how heroin addiction works, everybody. One step at a time. Thank you, Tones. A business dress with modest upper body but super showy legs. Interesting. Best of. You have to have your mouth slack-jawed too anytime anyone says anything, so I just... Wait, no. And everything's a question. But like a very accusatory question. What are they doing to these children today? You know? What's happening? This is what's happened to America? And we're just letting this happen out on the streets. And none of you are even doing anything about it. America? I love that. I'm not saying anything. I'm just being mad, but I'm not actually saying anything. America today is the worst I've ever seen it. And I'm at least 20. I remember when I was a kid. This no one was ever talking about any of this. But now, in America, I'm happy with it. It's going. It's happening. We're making it work. It's going to be good. Bye. The opioid epidemic, okay, is on the streets in America. And you know what Joe Biden had to say about it? We're workshopping this character live. I'm liking it. It's going well. Okay. You know what Joe Biden had to say about it? About the opioids on the streets of America? Do you know what he had to say? Nothing. He didn't say anything. Yeah, I feel good about that too. Sleepy Joe. Thank you, JDC. All Sleepy Joe does is... I actually don't know what the criticisms of Biden are, other than sleepy. Grandstand and virtue signal. It seems... And he's so old. Your silence, Sleepy Joe Biden, is deafening. It's deafening. Don't even get me started on AOC. Don't even get me started on her, okay? That's all we would talk about when I'm trying to talk about serious issues, like the opioid epidemic and how people get addicted to heroin. I still don't know. The woke mob are ruining America. When will it end? I just feel like, okay, communism and socialism, that's good too. And these wannabe communists out there who read one Marxist book and then suddenly think they're experts on the economy are trying to take us down. They're trying to take us down. They want America to be like one of those shithole countries. And I say no. It's so easy to do because you don't have to say anything. I've not actually spoken about any topic at all. I've just said words with an inflection. The immigrants, as an immigrant, it's even better because I am technically now an immigrant. Those immigrant liberals are getting away with it. They're getting away with it. I don't know what it is. Stealing jobs, again, it's me. Okay. Those immigrant liberals stealing American jobs. Our homeless rates are increasing, but we keep letting people in. Oh, liberals a little more guttural. Okay, so I say liberals angry. Those... Okay. Okay. Those immigrant liberals, communists, socialists, all of them, they're happy about the opioid crisis because they think that it will free the kids. I don't know what they blame anything on. Anti-woke. Okay, so I have to say, you know what? These woke mobs coming into this country and stealing our jobs have ruined America. The only solution to what's happening down here today in was a really liberal place to live. But that has, I guess, probably New York, right? I'm probably from New York. Where's Tucker Carlson's? Oh yeah, I do have to complain about California. But like I want to like be in a place where I'm mad. Tucker's from New York, so we're gonna say I'm from New York. The woke mobs down in the streets of New York City, coming in waves from California. We don't want you here. Okay, don't forget pronouns, thank you. We don't want you here with your pronouns. You know what's crazy about pronouns? Nobody even needed them until recently. Not true. Obviously, they've existed for pretty much as long as the English language has. Okay? Thank you, snowflakes. That's a good one. The snowflakes coming in from California, just busloads of them, because they're too afraid to use the planes because of global warming. It's so cold outside right now. You know? Oh, I have to bring up Kanye? California. Yeah, I do need to talk about woke people more. Do I, as a Republican conservative news commentator, do I feel positively about Kanye? Or do I dislike Kanye? Yeah, mask is good. They're coming in with their masks and their drag shows into my New York City, where I am from all the way from California, and they're ruining the place with their woke cancel culture. And Sleepy Joe Biden, what's he doing? Sleeping? Again, I haven't said anything. I have given no actual stance on anything at all. My God. Hey, next Fox News host right here. I think I've got it. We could clip this. Okay. What if I did like a full... This is a really bad idea. We're not going to do this. It's like, what if I just make a fake Republican conservative Facebook page where I just edit all of that and just put clips out? They're all 30 seconds and actually say nothing. And just see how it goes. Like, just see what happens. Like, just see if it spreads like crazy. The only thing is that I don't want to spread hate speech for parody, because I don't think that really works that well these days. Like, that used to, like, you could parody hate speech and people would realize you were parodying it and that you were making fun of bigots. But now I think that we've fallen into a thing where people are like, you're goddamn right. That is how I feel. And it's like, I don't want to, you know? How much time do I want to devote to this? A great question, too. A great question. Oh, a leftist fully did get hired by the Daily Wire as a prank? Damn. Yeah, so be as vague as possible. Never actually say anything hateful. If I do that, it will come back to bite me down the road because too much of Americans don't understand parody. Listen, I have that on Twitter. I'll often tweet something very sarcastic. People take me super seriously. It's all the time that I spent boxing, I'm going to devote to Alice Pearson and her Facebook career. And just see what happens. Never say anything, just use buzzwords. Thank you, Nuke and God. Ooh, Alice with the Y is good. Alice with the Y is good. How did I feel during the boxing match? Great question. I put this here, this thing, because I've made like a full video about it because I figured people would ask so much. If you want to click that, it has literally everything I was thinking during the match, basically. Also, I think that video has more positive comments than any other content I have ever made. That's a really good idea. If I make any money from Facebook, I donate it all to the Trevor Project. I think it's a good idea, you guys. But for who? Alice Pearson. Pop it off over on Facebook. Alice with the Y. Could I do ALYSE, do we think? Or is that more like Elise? I'm not sure. Back to heroin. Can't have woke spelling. Yeah, that's probably a good point. Y is pretty woke spelling, isn't it? Thank you, Tradition. Will I be playing Jedi Survivor? I already have. We spoke about it at the start of the stream. I'll have a video up here. It should be available now. But I intend to stream it tomorrow as well. That is for the embargo, so it'll be up tomorrow morning at, I don't remember what time, 7 a.m. I think, 8 a.m. is me playing the first hour and giving my impressions. If you want to check that out, you can. Right there. We gotta bamboozle so many boomers. Parody was mainly done with newspaper comics, so artists with real intentional money could get published. It was a thing that happened occasionally at Funhouse, where a lot of that is like, that's a very specific kind of comedy that they were doing that I think the issue is, I have many stances on, there's no universe in which people being liberal ruined comedy. Let me tell you that. I have an unpublished IRL channel video that I'll put up eventually about my thoughts on all of that. But We had this thing where like someone would say something that definitely they knew was offensive, and the point is that everybody else would correct them and be like, you can't say that. And it was like a recurring bit. But the problem is that the comments started to agree and started to get mad at the person who was correcting it, which was always had to be somebody. Like, it was like, we knew that if someone would say something bad, somebody else, whoever the rotation of those people were, was never consistent, would have to come through and be like, whoa, for the purpose of the dynamic to work. But then there were comments being like, well, he was right, you fucking snowflake, or whatever. And at that point, I feel like everybody went, oh, we maybe don't want to do this way anymore because we are enabling. And that's not great. Alice Pearson doesn't think a woman can be president. Oh. Do you think that Alice Pearson should also be like trad wife? But then if she's trad wife, doesn't that mean that it's conflicting with her career as a Fox News host? You know? You can't be both, right? Like, I can be a traditional, like, ladylike. I was going to do an IRL channel video as well where I watch ladylike TikToks to teach me how to be ladylike as someone who is definitely not ladylike. Neo-trad wife? Is that a thing? Super pro-life and against women's rights. Yeah, but I think she has to also probably argue that it's fulfilling for women to be homemakers. Then why is she on Fox News? She's got to have a reason to also want to have a career. Hints of trad wife. I agree. She can be like a little, like she can encourage other women to be that way, but she's not that way herself. Empower homemakers through her career. That's good. That's good. That's good. You think it might be money? Well, yeah, but how do you justify that publicly? I found a character flaw in this type of person. Who'd have guessed? How do you publicly... Yeah, she's not going to say money. She has to have a reason. I just got sick of watching these women with their careers act like men aren't good enough. And somebody has to take a stand. Right now. In America. That works, right? I think that works. That's it. She just is about having to take a stand. And if she gets questioned any further, it falls apart. Because really all she wants is attention and validation. I feel like we've maybe cracked the code here today. Yeah, everything has to be vague enough. Public trad wife might work better if there was a husband who was a significant political figure. Oh, okay, so she's married to a politician as well. Is it Tomi Lahren? She's not trad wife, is she? I don't know. Who's the whitest guy I know? Jacob Fullerton. Deadass the whitest man I know. Jacob Fullerton. That motherfucker can cook up a charcuterie board like nobody else. Her daddy was a newsman. Yes, you're absolutely right. She's a Nepo baby as well. Her daddy worked in the news. But now I'm thinking that she needs to be more Southern. Well, I got a job to follow in my daddy's footsteps. Doesn't that also kind of work? And when I'm not here in the morning, when my kids are at school already, I'm at home working with them on their homework. We homeschool them because we don't want them to be influenced by the teachers these days. You know what I'm saying? They won't let me say it because of woke cancel culture. But I agree it shouldn't be Southern. I don't think it'll work. I think she has to basically just be very questioning and speak kind of slowly, and everything is very vague. I don't want my kids to go to school and be exposed to the woke liberal agenda. Okay? And I have to be here for them so that they stand a chance. You're overthinking and all the viewers don't care who's telling them stuff. Listen, I understand, Scott. I understand. However, if I'm ever questioned, I need to have some character consistency. I am a writer. We're writing this character. I'm not saying it angry enough. Fuck. I don't know how to be more angry. Moving back into Megyn Kelly. I don't know any of these people well enough. I need to go down a rabbit hole. Can she box Candace Owens? Next creator clash is Alice Pearson versus Candace Owens. Oh, fuck. Very good. Okay. Heroin. Think about it like I'm talking about the most disgusting food I've ever had. Be more angry without showing it. Okay, hang on. I feel like Tucker Carlson's not that angry. You know? I feel like he's... I haven't seen enough of it. We'll get back to it. Back to heroin. Okay. This is about withdrawal. Heroin withdrawal can emerge in as little as 6 to 12 hours? Start as mildly distressing. They peak in intensity 2 to 3 days. Holy shit. You do heroin one time and you have withdrawals for 5 to 10 days? Is that what that's telling me? God damn. Muscle and bone aches, body pain, depression, anxiety, flu-like, nausea and vomiting, diarrhea, intense cravings for opioids, sleep problems. And how long are you high for? How fast does addiction happen? Although it's quite simple, there isn't a right one-size-fits-all answer. Addiction looks different for every person. Likewise, tolerance has individual effects on each person. For example, some people might experiment with opioids for several years before... Oh. Wait, you can just do opioids for years before you're addicted? They may use opioids to compound or counteract the effects of other substances. Others report falling in love with heroin after the very first try. God damn, that's fucking rough, dude. Starting with painkiller. I hate it. I hate oxycodone and codeine and morphine. I've never done fentanyl or hydrocodone. I don't think. I know I have had hydrocodone. All of these have been with prescription, to be clear. No abuse. Any needle will trigger a response of months after? Really? God damn. Many people struggling with heroin addiction began using... So is heroin just like painkillers tenfold? Because then, again, I would hate it. I think I assumed that heroin gave you a high that made you hype and not like a low like opioids do. That's why I hate all of them, Big Boss, is that any prescription painkiller I've taken, especially Oxy, make me feel really stupid and slow and forgetful and sleepy, and I don't like it. As a person who just really likes doing things, not a fan of anything that would slow me down. Yeah, created the name heroin in the 1910s. Really, I didn't even know that. Alice, heroin enthusiast. No, she isn't. The opioids under Sleepy Joe are ruining the streets. Ruining them. Fucking Alice, man. I swear to God. I have also never smoked weed. Never been high. Of any kind. Because I am extremely boring. The fact that anybody at all has ever found anything I've ever said interesting is frankly a miracle. Like, a very common insult I get on the internet is that I'm really boring or I seem, like, dead. Like, yes. I have no disagreement with you there. Like, that, 100% fucking right. I'm super boring. No laugh gas at the dentist? I have done that, but I'm saying I've never been illegally high. Painkiller misuse is a devastating epidemic in our country thanks to Sleepy Joe and socialism. And it currently represents upwards of 75% of the overall prescription addiction phenomenon in America. 10% of high school seniors report abusing prescription painkillers. Okay, I'm also a fan of Alice Pearson breaking her sentences up in ways that don't make sense, like Matt Berry. Okay? So there's chunks, like Tucker Carlson, but she'll just leave one word on the end for no reason. Got it? Trick is to be condescending. I need to be more condescending. Lots of pauses. Definitely lots of pauses. How do I feel about Michael Keaton playing Batman again? It's incredible. So fucking cool. You knew a lot of high schoolers on painkillers? Man. People can and do develop a tolerance to these medications. Becoming psychologically addicted. People become physically addicted to heroin, which makes sense. Physical addiction, where the only issue is simple detox, would be sufficient for recovery. However, research continues to emphasize the alarmingly high relapse heroin rates. Wow. So even after you've had a rehab, you can be psychologically addicted? That's because the emotional and psychological crutches of heroin may be even more difficult to untangle. That's... Please... You gotta have just the space right there. Most people struggling with addiction experience tremendous guilt, shame, and humiliation over their struggles. They may withdraw or isolate from loved ones. They may face serious legal, financial, and medical consequences. Furthermore, heroin use can be an all-encompassing venture. People spend a great deal of time trying to obtain, use, and hide the substance. So how do you get psychologically addicted? It does. The psychological component of recovery may seem like a foreign and strange concept. It totally does. Many people feel afraid to surrender their coping mechanism or escape. That's interesting. I've been reading this book. I'm trying to read more nonfiction, called The Denial of Death. And the premise, I think I may have even spoken about this on the last stream. The premise is that all humans, by design, are permanently afraid of death. That almost everything we do from the moment that we have concept of death is fear it. And that comes in different ways to different people. For some people, which I guess would be myself included, even though I don't feel this way, like it could be entirely subconscious, it would be trying to get achievements or have a career or have staples of success, because that is your attempt at immortality. That's for people who have just a career type career, right? You're attempting to get immortality by making your name last longer than your life does. And it's just constant, ever-encompassing. You will never stop having the thirst for immortality. Other people will resort to substance abuse because you feel like you're not in control of the fact that you are inevitably going to die. So that's considered a lot of alcoholism or drug addiction in general, is to be obsessed with control over the fact that your death is impending and coming closer every day. There are 3 others, but it's super interesting. Walt Disney froze himself, yeah. It's called The Denial of Death. Very interesting. Okay. Worry about facing stigma, drug criticism, blah, blah, blah. First days of initial recovery can be incredibly hard. Even with the drug out of your system, you may feel anxious or depressed. You may experience intense cravings that seem unbearable. I wonder how that happens, though. How do you get psychologically addicted to something that results in shame and, like, criminal charges? What is that? That's very nice, pierogi Chris. Just want to be Robocop. Psychological addiction piece most likely refers to the fact that they're using the substance to cope with emotion dysregulation. Oh, interesting. I hadn't considered that. There's a theory that addiction is genetic, so you're addicted before the substance enters your system. That's interesting. We sure are, Lonely iPod. Welcome. Shame after taking ecstasy? I would love to... Okay, hang on. Drugpolicy.org. Can using heroin once make you addicted? It says no. No, you cannot become physically dependent on or addicted to heroin after one use. I doubt that. Based on, like, shouldn't the answer from any credible source be maybe everybody's different? Like, wouldn't that be the only answer unless you've proven that wrong? Being physically dependent on a drug means that one needs the... Okay, so their distinction there is that addiction requires you to need the drug, which in this case you would not. Physical dependence on the drug takes time and repeated use to develop. Addiction, on the other hand, is compulsive behavior despite negative consequences. While definitions of addiction vary, it is clear that neither dependence nor addiction can occur after using heroin once. That it makes sense. That they don't count that based on their own definition of addiction. While rates of heroin use have risen rapidly in recent years, federal government survey data consistently shows that approximately 80% of people who use heroin do not become dependent on it. Ooh, that's an interesting one. Ooh, okay. I'm not going to read all 86 pages of this, but go off, bestie. It's too many pages for sure. Occasional and controlled heroin use. The report explores the patterns of heroin use among a population of non-dependent, controlled dependent heroin users. Not a problem? Question mark? There's a thing in journalism that they teach you that if somebody asks a question in the opening of any news story or feature, the answer is always no. Always. Is heroin addiction a problem? Question mark. The answer is supposedly, or is it always yes? I should double check that. That's pretty important, actually. It's always, hang on, let me think about it. I think it's always yes. I got it the wrong way around. Have I heard about DARE? I have not. Is that like an American drug thing? Yeah, I think the answer is always yes. I had it mixed, definitely mixed up there. I have no idea what DARE is. It's an anti-drug campaign? There you go. Defining terms, aims, and methods. This is going to be too long. Trying heroin for the first time. I would like that. That's on page 10. 12, 10. Explaining why people decide to take certain drugs is a difficult task. Reflecting the complex interplay between situational factors, influences such as age, experience, personality type. If an individual never stumbles upon a situation where heroin is available or accessible, the chances of taking the drug are likely to reduce significantly. I don't know that I ever have. No, again, not that I would, but I don't know that I've ever had heroin available to me. Thus, individual circumstances will play an important role in determining whether some people try heroin or not. The majority of non-dependent and controlled dependent heroin users in our sample, 44, appeared to not consciously seek out heroin, but rather encountered it largely by chance through friends. So a lot of it is probably started by peer pressure. Hell of a drug. Why are we researching heroin? I don't really know. We just ended up here. I just got curious. Thank you, Muddy Bush. I am not going to be trying heroin, ever. I just wasn't sure how people got addicted to it. I don't know how we got here, but we're here. Top 3 drugs are weed, caffeine, and alcohol? Like, statistically, or? I certainly have plenty of caffeine. Oh yeah, it came from the boxer who recommended doing heroin for fights. That's right. That's right. I was like, how does that even happen? How do we get there? For example, actually, it was just one particular guy that I was going out with, and he told me right from the start that he liked it and had used it before, and I was sort of inquisitive, and he just got some one day and said, do you want a line? Wait, heroin comes in lines? Well, shit. I said yes, knowing that I wouldn't get addicted, but just out of curiosity. Whoa, but she was addicted. She's been a controlled dependent user for 17 years. I started getting in with another crowd who used to do heroin. At first I was like, no, I don't want to start doing that. In the end, I did end up having a smoke, and it was like, that's all right. But I used to just do it at weekends. Wow. Oh, so these are controlled dependent users, but for a long time. You can smoke it and do lines of it? I, in my head, thought heroin was injected. People get addicted to it because it feels like an orgasm that lasts way longer. See, I find that hard to believe. Because it's an opioid, so it should just feel like nothing. You shouldn't feel like overwhelmingly good One of the hooks with heroin is it has an antidepressant effect. Yeah. People OD because they just take more and more of it, right? A good friend of mine who would go partying and started to get into it offered it to me and I wasn't interested, but then it was the one I said I wouldn't do, but my friend started using it. It was just because it was Christmas. The time he said, would you like to try some? And I just smoked some with tobacco and hash. Wow. Controlled dependent, non-dependent, and dependent are the 3 terms they're using. It's super interesting. Injecting it makes it faster. Oh, well, that applies to all drugs, doesn't it? Like, if you inject it, it's faster because it goes straight into your blood. I don't even know if fentanyl is one of the drugs that gets abused the most. No idea. I don't know shit about drugs, man. First time I came across heroin. Well, it was a friend, Jason. Classic Jason. Fucking Jason out here getting his friends high off their goddamn minds on heroin. I used to get speed from people used to come and go, and from that I got to know this lad who was on heroin, a couple of lads who was on heroin. And then I approached them actually. They never approached me. I did it with a group of 4 of us. None of us knew exactly what to do, but we decided we were going to try this, and none of us exactly knew how to do it. They used a foil and burned it on foil. Wow, he's only 25 and is controlled dependent for 4 years. Damn. I suppose it's quite poncy, really, because it's like there's no need to do it apart from a desire to find out. I got really into it through Burroughs and Ginsberg and Beat Poets and all that sort of... This person is definitely British. I have nailed this. Yeah, I went and bought it. Nope, Soho. Well, no, British people can live in Soho. I went and bought it, and in the same way, I went and bought it in Soho, and that's what I've always done. Anthony, 8 years old. Sorry, he's 33. I don't know where I got 8 from. Oh, it's the line below. Non-dependent user for 8 years. No previous dependents. Fucking hell, Jason. Can't be doing that. I think a lot of my drug use is to do with rebellion. I was brought up in a pub. I don't drink for very long because my drinking was okay by my parents. My mum was an alcoholic, and I thought, okay, I want something. I'm going to do drugs. Rebellion's a really interesting motivation for certain people that I also have absolutely none of. It's not like I have a lust for compliance, but I feel like an inherent desire to rebel has got to come from some really specific, like, parental issues. I would think. I actually haven't seen Trainspotting or Requiem for a Dream. Would I rather give up caffeine or give up video games? I'd give up caffeine. I give up video games. It's like my whole life. I'm gonna burn the goddamn house down. It's almost like your family loves and accepts you. I don't know if I've said this on stream before, but I saw a tweet not that long ago that was like, Alanah Pierce is what happens when you have supportive parents. I was like, you know what? You're absolutely right. My parents think I can do anything, and it's very nice. They're pretty great. And I have, like, no fear of failing either. I'm like, if it's not good, at least I did it. That's fine. I really feel like that's my parents. I've been able to take these other drugs without any problems whatsoever, you know. Okay, you might have a bit of a calm down the next day, but you'd have a hangover if you were drinking. And I thought, well, we've been lied to about these. Yeah, they're not addictive. They haven't caused me any problems. In fact, quite the opposite. Whoa, thank you, Live, Laugh, Lamps. Thank you for the gifted subs, my friend. Thank you. I appreciate ya. Thanks so much. Any thoughts on Arsenal season? Man, I hope they win. I just hope they win. Real shame today, huh? Was it 4-1 or something? Go Arsenal. So you know what about the big one? I think people just like, fuck it, I'll try it. Yeah, also very happy for Wrexham. That's pretty crazy too. Some research has shown that physical abuse or bereavement can form a critical moment, which in order to cope could lead some individuals into drug use. 6 interviews in a sample described how trying heroin corresponded with or was related to a critical moment in their lives. For example, one respondent reported using heroin as a response to being imprisoned for the first time. What does heroin feel like? I want to be very clear again, everybody. Don't do heroin. I do not support that. That's not what we're here for, okay? I'm just learning a thing that I probably should have learned a long time ago in my life. We are not supporting heroin here. I'd be really fucking disappointed in you if any of you tried heroin, okay? Don't do it. Thank you. Protect Me Cone 99 for the 7 months. Rebellion is usually unconscious, not a trauma that you can immediately recognize. Okay, fair enough. How the drug works varies from person to person. Happy, relaxed, euphoric, and or sleepy, often in a rush of effects. I think that's kind of what I expected, was the rush. Oh, dizziness and vomiting too. Happy, relaxed, euphoric, and sleepy. So that's not uncommon for opioids, except they don't make me feel happy really at all. Personally. I am, in fact, trying to cancel heroin, yes. Cancel heroin. Effects on your body. Feel sick and vomit, drowsy, dry mouth, heart rate, and breathing slow down. Oh, how scary. Actually, no, I've had that when I had to take Oxy the last time too, was that I kept feeling like I wasn't breathing. And I had trouble going to sleep because felt like I was forgetting to breathe. Thank you, Sir J. Doubled, for the 5 gifted subs. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Is Rahul 40k crack addiction okay? Has he attempted pushing it on you yet? 1, I got Rahul into Warhammer. Stop taking that away from me. It was me who got him into it, not the other way around. 2, he definitely has a problem. He spent so much fucking money on Warhammer. It's too much. The boy needs help. How long it takes to work? If smoking or injecting, the effects kick in immediately. Snorting takes a few minutes. How long the effects last? Up to an hour. Oh, well, that seems like such a small amount of time. Risk of overdose and death is high. Mixing heroin with other downers, including methadone, alcohol, and benzodiazepines. Oh, wait. Is alcohol considered a downer? I suppose it does slow you down, but I feel like it makes me a lot more talkative. Read any of the Warhammer books, or do I just do the hobby? Yeah, I've been reading Warhammer since I was about 13. Oh, thank you, Jacob Waffle. Hello. Neurochemistry is super interesting. It's just something that I really just don't know very much about. It is a depressant? I suppose it slows you down, makes you sleepy for sure. Again, I've never done any drugs, right? So what do I know? But I also feel like it makes me very chatty and dancier. I dance when I drink, and I can't dance otherwise. It makes you dumb. Yeah, it does make you dumb. During a buzz, alcohol is a stimulant, but past about 1 beer it becomes a depressant. That's interesting. Like, there's a stimulant period, and then there's a depressant period. Does everybody feel like we've covered heroin, well enough? Is the heroin, Alice Pearson part of the stream feel like it's been well looked at? I feel like we're content to play some Resident Evil? Let me know. Hey, let me know in the comments below how you feel about today's exclusive coverage of heroin. Don't do it. Hey, we figured it out. Don't do it. Problem solved, y'all.